So, hi everyone. I don't know if I can really do this without shedding a tear because I'm not much of a crier. But it's definitely going to be emotional. So I think first and foremost, congratulations are in order. We had such a stellar year this year, participating in over 120 events, serving over 7,000 hours, raising $4,000. We filled our penny jar this year before LTC, so we've never done that before. We've strengthened our relationship with our sponsoring Kiwanis Club, Riverdale Kiwanis, and we were recognized with numerous awards at LTC, and so many of our members were distinguished, were awarded the Distinguished Key Clubber Award for the 2016-2017 service year. And although we're at the end, well, technically the end of the service year already passed, of a great year, we are also at the beginning of another even better year. But before I step down, I want to share my Key Club story with all of you and to hopefully impart some lessons that I've learned through my 4 years part of this club. So I'm like shaking right now. My Key Club journey began like so many others did. I was drawn in by the loud, vibrant teens sort of holding up like the prettiest and the most creative signs that I've ever seen. I think one of them was Key Club spelled out with like hand signs. There were others that were like cutouts of an ID card where you could put your face through and take a picture of it. And they were just chanting, "We feel good, oh we feel so good." And they were surrounded by masses and masses of other freshmen who were just like me, trying to find their place, trying to find another home in the school that they would be going to for the next 4 years. So I'm going to put this down so I can sort of talk to all of you. So, lived for at the time, and though I originally joined Key Club with 2 of my other friends from middle school, I now have an entire family of all of you, and graduates and soon-to-be graduates and people from the farthest parts of the city to look forward to when I see them. And believe me when I say that, if you had met me 4 years ago, I was a completely different person. I was unbelievably shy. I was quiet and kind of awkward. Well, I kind of still am awkward. And I never would have thought about running for an officer position. And it's through the motivation and encouragement of some of my best friends who are now graduates in college all across the nation that I gained the courage to be a leader and to engage in a conversation with someone who I've never had spoken a word to, and to really be the best version of myself, though I'm still working on that part. And sitting up here around about this time last year, for my first meeting as president, I was so excited to lead, but I was also really nervous and really scared. I've always had a fear of public speaking. It didn't matter whether it was like to a class or to a room of like 40 other students here for the same reason. But I just had a fear of public speaking, and I remember shaking just uncontrollably throughout all of it, and just as I am right now. But that's how I feel at pretty much the start of every meeting. There's this equal rush of excitement mixed with this, my fear from public speaking combined with my love for Key Club. And I guess a large part of it is that I never wanted to let you guys down. And sitting up here every week, getting to talk to all of you, getting to share stories from events, and it was just, and from your daily lives, and realizing how much trust and respect that you guys have put into me, put into this club, was just something I've never really experienced before this, and I appreciate it a lot. And I appreciate it every time I think about Key Club, and I think about Key Club a lot. And I have to always brag to my coworkers and my friends who aren't in Key Club that this is the organization that I'm a part of, and this is the things that we do, and this this is the stuff that we accomplish, even if we're a group of loud, obnoxious, sometimes annoying teenagers who scream, we feel good, we feel so good everywhere. But at the end of the day, we're ambitious teens. And I thank you guys for always being patient with us as we set up the room, and that we kept you guys waiting out in the hallways for decades of time. And I thank you for believing in me this year, because I always had sort of like issues with self-doubt, and never really had self-confidence before Key Club. And sometimes this confidence still falters, even though I know I have the best people in the world with my back, supporting me and believing in me through all of it. So thank you. Even if I don't always show my appreciation, it's there beneath all the layers. And I'm really sorry for all the mistakes that I made this year, not being able to go to as many events as I wanted to. But I've also learned that making mistakes shouldn't dissolve your confidence, but it should make you more aware of yourself and your actions. And I know for me, my parents haven't always been there, been the most supportive when it came to Key Club, but they've never stopped me from attending any event that I wanted to go to or running for any position. I think that they were only afraid that I was focusing too much on Key Club and not enough my schoolwork or my family life. I really love my mom. She's always the one who's there to remind me to take a step back when I thought I was losing my mind, and to breathe. And I really have to give her a shout out, even though she'll never see this, she might never hear this, or even understand what I'm saying. But without her, I would probably forget to eat, forget to keep myself hydrated when I'm busy working, and I wouldn't have been able to make half the bows that I made through the past 3 years. So more than anything, like, we get into more arguments about Key Club than anything else, but I love my mom, and I'm just so grateful that she continues to support everything I do, and even if it's not the best decision that I could have made. So right now, to my board members, Carol, Dante, Andy, Jenny, we make a stellar team. I'm so proud of all of you guys for all that we've accomplished this year. I'm so proud of you guys when we set the record for raising $600 at Waterworks. That was our first event that we collaborated together with, and we sort of set a record, just like that. And I thank you for dealing with my relevant messages in the group chat sometimes, my rants about books and life, and just thank you for believing in me even when I didn't believe in myself. You guys are truly all, you guys are all so you guys are all so truly inspirational, and you make my day. When I was away for 6 weeks in China last summer, it was thanks to you guys that I had mostly a worry-free trip. You guys handled everything from the emails to the board meetings, to keeping me updated with everything that was going on in the summer. I had nothing to worry about, so thank you for that. Every president's dream secretary, so it wasn't a shock to learn that you were distinguished as outstanding this year. And I think you'll be fine next year. Don't worry about it. Great even. You might be great. Andy, thank you for being the anchor in our board chat, in our conversations, really. For always having a happy quarter to share when things got awkwardly silent sometimes. I thank everyone for sharing a happy quarter this year. Made me really happy to hear all your stories, and I hope you guys have more stories to share in the future. Jenny, your optimism, your enthusiasm, your spirit, it's what I need every day. You've got one of the biggest hearts I know, and your energy is just contagious. Carol, I'm gonna see you like next year. But just thank you. I don't think I could have asked for a better right-hand woman to lead through this year, because honestly, I'm pretty sure I was close to losing my mind so many times, and Carol just brought me back from that every single time. She's always there to hear what you have to say. She's always so inspirational, and everything that she does, she's accomplished greatly. And we're going to different schools in the same school next year. And I'm gonna miss the three of you guys the most next year, because I'm gonna see her next year. I'm gonna miss you guys when Jenny and Andy go off to college, when Dante's still here, but I will still visit. And thank you for an amazing year. To Miss Daly and Mr. Mulek, there is simply no one better than you guys. In freshman year, when I was sitting like right there, right where Joyce is right now, and Miss Daly came up here for a happy quarter to talk about her experience at the Jingle Bell Run, I like literally thought to myself, wow, that's so cool. Like, a teacher is outside, but she's not like at a supermarket, and she actually waves to you. And I wanted to talk to you guys, I really did. But seriously, like, being the awkward, weird, shy person that I was, I didn't know how to approach you until I was scrapbook committee chair, and I found ways to sort of like punch that wall and say like, oh, this is my idea, how do you like it, stuff like that. But you guys are seriously the most easy people to have and to hold a conversation with. And whether it's about books or cats or metal jewelry or what else, like Key Club, oh yeah. You guys have truly made this an invaluable experience, and thank you for the endless stream of administrative work that we've piled on you guys, that you guys ensured, that you guys took on for yourselves, and ensured that we had a flawless year every year. And despite being busy teachers at a specialized high school while balancing your social lives and just dealing with all the miscellaneous tasks that for a school club, it's no small feat. And thank you for all that you do for this club. And lastly, I'd like to sort of wrap up this monologue with more words. So this is going to sound really cliche, but whatever you guys do, whatever you will do it with your heart and your mind. And it sounds really cliche, like I said, but it really couldn't be more true. Having learned from experience, you could be both your greatest enemy and your greatest supporter, your greatest cheerleader. And sometimes you won't really know what side you're on in the moment. But with your heart, believe in yourself, believe in others, believe in the better of people. With your mind, be logical and reasonable, but also be open to new ideas. There are 7 billion people in this world, and everyone has something new to contribute to the plate. It's easier to stick to tradition, but we, just as a club, Bronx Scientific Club, we've never really been one to stick to the normal traditions. So we make our own. And this last piece is more for the new board and for the new board of committee heads who I might be looking at right now. You guys will be the leaders next year, and you guys will be the leaders for next year's incoming members. No job will ever be easy, and I promise you that there will be times of stress and times when you wonder that what you do for this club might not really have an impact, and it won't seem like it's worth anything, but it is. And this is for you guys, the members, as well. When you're at an event taking pictures, or just writing an article, about your experience for the newsletter, you are preserving a memory. You're preserving a memory for future generations to look back on, for yourself to look back on, and memories are some of those things that will always stay there, and sometimes we need something tangible to hold on to. As our club turns 40 years old in October 2017, this fall, just think about the difference that hundreds and thousands of Key Clubbers from just Bronx Science Key Club alone has done to this community and has improved this community in so many ways through the past 4 decades. And yes, like I said before, we are a loud group of ambitious teenagers in a large room. but we're also motivated, and we're driven by our passion to be the best versions of ourselves and of humanity. And so to Michelle, you will have the most important job this year. You have the most important job, Michelle, the job of president. And I know we say that the job of the role of the secretary is perhaps the most difficult or the most challenging. Michelle, you have the most important job. And as president, it's no easy feat, nothing small. And I have had faith in you since you were a freshman, since you were the fundraising co-head, since you were EA, and I've always had faith in you, and I still have. Sorry about that, past tense. And I know with every bone in my body that you will be able to accomplish all that I wasn't able to this year. And before I induct you in as president, I want to thank everyone so much for giving me the opportunity of a lifetime, something that I will always remember as my high school journey as with Key Club, and to be able to share my final moments in high school with the most encouraging and supportive family that I could have had in high school. And I hope Key Club opens as many doors for all of you as it did for me. So without further ado, Michelle.